Good morning.
I was wondering if you can say anything.
Well, I got distracted by it says how much time we have left.
Baby,
I can't see it.
We got plenty of time.
Yeah.
It says we got 7
as long as
hours.
We don't go on rants.
We always go on rants. I don't know how Danielle's day is going to start. It's starting rough. She poured too much creamer in her coffee. Look how light that is.
All right. Tried it yet. What cream are we using?
We are using cinnamon roll, because we bought cinnamon. What was it? The other one?
Cinnamon cream. Thinking it'd be like a different type of cinnamon roll.
Oh no!
Thing.
It was like drinking a cinnamon stick.
So.
Like concentrated. It was not good.
I'm just still recovering. I had to go to work like super early the day before.
Yeah, even earlier than normal.
Yeah. So.
And she normally wakes up at 4 o'clock to go to work.
And then I just came out here after work and.
Yeah.
Here we are talking.
Yeah.
Coffee with crackers. Let's go.
So I've been drawing up plans.
I haven't seen these yet.
Yeah, not anything special. But just for the barn, different sizes and stuff to like, if you guys, when I did the video about the layout of the property, I used some program. It was just on the computer, and I don't even remember what it is. People are asking, and I'm like, I don't remember. I just Googled free sketch plans or something, and you got like a couple of times to do it. But you can go buy this sketch paper from Walmart. I think it's literally it's just graph paper, 5x5 graph, and so you just draw it up, and I just use each square as a foot, so it'd be.
So that's to scale.
It is to scale.
Look at that.
And then,
but wait, didn't you drive a tractor through that?
That's 10 feet wide, 8 feet tall. Yeah, you could. Luckily for us too, a tractor. Our tractor's not very big, and we'll probably never get anything bigger. If we ever get in another piece of machinery, it's gonna be a skid steer.
Yeah.
But even a skid steer is not very tall. And then, so our tractor, we'll never put a roof on it. There's absolutely no reason for it.
But what if you need the shade?
For what? There's trees.
The sun.
No, we never had it. And then, anyways, the bar that goes up over the top, you undo screws and then take a bolt out, and it folds down. And we've already smacked so many trees with it that it already broke the welds where those bolts go in, and the whole thing's already leaning back. So we just don't care. I'll cut it off. I don't care.
But no, the whole reason I said that, if you recall, it was like a thing that the other barn we didn't build big enough to get the tractor in.
So we had way different plans at the other place. This place is a lot different. So this would be. Let me find the one that I think. Which would be the actual true.
Oh, that wasn't true?
Well, so I drew it up. I wish I could show you guys as we're going. 8-foot tall walls on the side. 8-foot door going up, 10-foot wide. Then we want it to go up. You want that good little barn look, And then also, we could also the rafters and stuff like truss and all that. You can go across and you can throw some stuff up there. So then it's 10 feet, 10 feet, and 10 feet. Which class?
So what is that?
Which class? How much is that?
Comment down below.
That's 30 for you people that didn't get it. And then I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, it's a shorter. You gotta watch through the screen.
That's what I.
It's shorter on the side. You're only coming up like 2 foot on the barn style roof going up. And if you do 8-foot walls and you come across, the metal goes up and down. So at that point, you have to buy 10 foot because you're going to start working your way this way. So do you buy 10 foot, which is a lot more expensive? When you start to buy metal sheets, every time you jump to the next one, it's a lot of money.
And then having to cut it is like,
Yeah. So then you have to pay a lot more money. You can't just have 8-foot walls on the side and be like, oh, well, we'll buy 8-foot sheets going this way, because that whole triangle right there on top's gonna be missing. So then I'm like, all right, yeah. So do we drop it down to 7-foot walls on the side, and then it'd be 8 foot right here? So you put all 8-foot sheets going across, and then you just cut that little bit off, and then you come up here even higher, and then it would be 12 foot from the ground to the peak, and then it's still 10, 10, 10. It's just smaller on the sides. If you guys are wondering, I think this is almost to scale to the red barn that was in Texas. I actually just went back to a video. It's Can You Stop a Rooster from Crowing? If you're offended easily, don't go watch it. It's me with a blonde mohawk and piercings and stuff too.
You showed me that one not too long ago. It's funny.
I just remembered the beginning. I knew that exact video at the barn, and because it's the rooster crowing, and then I make it sound like it's like echoing further away from the barn, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, it's the barn." So I like screenshot it and everything, and I kind of drew it up to those dimensions. That barn, the metal runs sideways, but the roof also, the metal doesn't come down the slant, it goes sideways all the way down. I didn't like that. The reason they did that was they use those tubes, metal tubes, the steel tubes, but it's like thin metal, and you know how they make carports and all that. So when they did it, they only had so many ribs, so then they had to put the metal that way. But when you have your roof and the metal's going lengthwise instead of this way, your water has to get on it and then go over each hump. You never get like good.
You never get the flow.
Well, yeah, and so it also pushes your water to the front and the back instead of to the side. We don't want that. Well, you don't, and so it started messing up all the foundation around the sides of the barn, or the front and back of the barn, and we'd have just gaps underneath it. Whenever if it goes off to the side, you can actually put rain catchment or stuff like that. So I did that, and then I started thinking,
what's your next drawing, baby?
Well, then I started thinking, because I drew this up looking at the barn, from Texas, and I was like, does it make sense? Because it's gonna be hard to see. If we did 10 foot and each metal section is 3 foot wide, that doesn't add up to 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so I was just
so you
like,
gotta do 12.
So I was like, all right.
You gotta do divisible by 3.
So you can kind of tell like the different lines where the metal would be. Do we do 12 feet, 12 feet, and 12 feet? And then 8-foot walls, and just say, screw it, we'll get 10-foot panels, cut it like that, and then go up, and then do this. And I did it where from the door to the top was 5 foot. So then you have 10 foot, and you cut them in half. So then you would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sheets of 10-foot metal to do the whole front. And you would have zero waste other than just a tiny bit you cut up here. Again, it costs more to buy 10-foot sheets rather than 8-foot. And then at that point, you'd have the 8-foot door going up and 12 feet wide, which is way plenty. And that would be a 36-foot barn. Or do you go down a smidge and do a 27-foot, and you do 9, 9, and 9, and then come up 7 on the sides, and then you have all 8-foot sheets, and then here you only come up 4 feet, so then you have 8 foot, but you'd only have 3 8-foot sheets. So it'd be 3 sheets, and then 1.5, which the other half would be used on the back, if you have it open all the way through. So I just started going through all these different plans, and then we started, we talked the other day about the sides. How would we do it where we have big doors, big enough, all this type of stuff. So I don't.
It's kind of cool. We get to see it at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if this makes sense to you. So this wall that I'm covering would be if you were looking towards the road.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
So there would be the one door that where we're not going to have fencing yet.
Okay.
And then that would be, the pond would be over here.
Yeah.
And then the front of the barn's over here.
Okay.
So we'd have 2 doors, like you were saying. Leave this one.
So show people.
So this one, actually, we'll show you this one first. Makes more sense. Would be if you were standing at the pond, looking at the barn.
So, and then this is the way.
This side over here would be towards our camper and house and all that. This side is going towards the neighbor's side, and the pond is over here.
This is the way to most of the. So we started thinking only do 2 doors and stuff.
Yeah.
This is the way the wind blows, too.
Correct.
Most of the time. So that way they need to be blocked from winding.
And then also this would go like further into the barn, and you'd have more spots. And then at that point, you know, I drew it up to where it's I'm not worried about the metal, because if it's 30 feet, you just put the whole sheets on there. You put 10 sheets, and they're 8-foot walls, so you just buy 10 8-foot sheets, and you just put them all the way across, and then you cut out your door.
Have you priced this out yet?
Yeah, baby. Not the metal, even though I kind of know what the metal is. But so
I guess we'll do after the build, the rundown.
Yeah. Or I'm sure as we're going or whatever. Right now, I just wanted to draw all these different options. So today, you and I are deciding. We're getting this going. So then this would be how many 6x6 posts we need on the sides. So it'd be on the corner, and then we would do every 5 feet. And so it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20. And then right here, you'd skip just a little bit because the door, and then, go across. And then each little tab, I don't know if you probably can't even see it. I did every 3 feet for the metal to fit. Actually, I take that back. This one was not every 5 feet. This one I did to see if the metal would line up perfectly. That's what it was. I take that back. So down here, it'd be all the sheets, and then right here, you come over 3 feet, and then you're going to skip 6 feet because each panel is 3 feet, and then it would just line up. I'm trying to do the least amount of cuts in the metal. That's my goal.
Like you learned from past experiences.
Yes, and it just makes building go way faster. You just throw up sheets and boom, you're done. And then down here, it was 3 feet, skip 6, 3 feet, skip 6, and then the rest. But then I was just like, all right, those poles don't add up to the other side. So then, which is fine because you're going to put like your rafters and stuff and all that. But it would be so much easier because if you had to know where all of these poles were going, you got to mark everything out and then mark the different sides, different whatever. And, or you do it where everything is 100% the same. You do every 5 feet. And then even through the middle of the barn, I probably have to go back. It's going to get confusing, y'all. Then right here in the barn where you have your doorway, you basically have to make this multiple times to make the ribs of the whole thing. So then you just want to make sure that this end, the middle, and the end, if they're all lined up the same, then you can easily pull line, measure, and square everything up in a grid. And it would be... It makes,
like your grid paper.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. So at that point, if we did it, we'll do this side. So this would be if you're looking at it from the pond, and then the neighbors, and then our camper and everything is on that side. Like the front entrance of the barn would be over here. This is the side view. Then it'd be 5 feet, and then a 5-foot door, 5-foot, 5-foot door, and then 10-foot. And then, so that each door would be 5 feet. And if anyone is wondering, the tractor fits through that. The bucket is 5 foot. So it would be tight, but it would work. It would be enough to just drive in, grab the ground, and scrape it out. Or drive in, dump dirt, whatever you got to do. So at that point, you just, every 5 foot, you're putting posts in the ground. And then even in the middle of the barn, when it goes up, you'll do the same. So you can just do the grids. So it's one of those where we have to decide, do we, how big do we want the doors? We're already going to have a big door through the middle that you can drive in. And then it's, if, do all that. And then the purpose of one side being almost fully walled is to give them wind blocks and stuff. We only need so many pins in it. We don't need a bunch of pins. We're going to have Lambo, a girlfriend, and a baby. And then we're going to have very few goats and very few pigs.
And realistically, too,
they're probably not going to be in the barn. So the barn will end up being utilized for the cows and potentially like meat goats, put rabbits in there, just different things like that. I know we said something about like maybe getting quail. Quail do need sunlight. I'm aware of that. You can't just put them in the barn. But, all of that would be more of, we don't need a massive barn.
Yeah.
And we both know a 30 by 30-ish is a great size and layout because we've both been in one. And we like it. So we just have to draw up exactly how the door's going to be and all that, and then I can make it work any way we do it. So I drew up a bunch of options. That way we could talk about it, and then today I want to buy material and start working on it. Ooh. I'm ready to get this going, and this is just like a little, I guess, insight of. It's very rare that I draw plans. If it's something big like this, then I will. And there's a lot of people, they ask, that barn, the other barn video at Shoot Dang Ranch just had 1 million. And so, yeah, I'm pumped for that. The biggest question is, what's the material list and what are the plans? And I'm like, don't know. Kind of built it as we went, and
as you went.
Well, yeah, I guess, but and
never
then
felt more useless in my life. Well,
yeah, it's one of those where this one I'm gonna try to have it drawn out and try whenever we buy the materials. We actually have like the receipts and it tells us exactly what we have, and then we can put that in like the final build video or whatever, like the total cost video, or we'll try to actually like break it down for people and
save the plans and maybe put it all out there.
Yeah, it ain't going to be full blown. You can look at a 3D render of it and stuff. It's going to be, I'm going to draw it up on a piece of paper, and that's what it's going to be. You can watch the
grid
videos.
Paper, that's the way to do it. That's old school. Literally, not too long ago, you were saying how you had like memories of
my dad drawing stuff.
Yeah, drawing stuff up on the grid paper.
Yeah. So,
that's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's just
to scale.
It's easy. Yeah, keep it to scale. And then you don't have to like learn a program on the computer or anything, but
just go back to the basics.
Sometimes keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be kind of what we're getting into today. Unfortunately, I was looking at lumber at Lowe's, and because I like to look different places and look for
prices.
Yeah, try to see which price is better and what's easier to get and just all of that. And
It's
Lowe's didn't even have the 6x6s in stock.
What?
Yeah, and be very careful what you're about to say.
Say it's all very expensive.
Oh.
What?
I thought you were going to start some smack.
To you?
No.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
No. I was going to say that, unfortunately, every building thing is just insane.
Oh, yeah. You're going to drop thousands. There is no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
Every trip we go to Lowe's, it's $1,000 minimum.
Oh, if it's just that, we're like,
yeah, we can walk in, get some stain, and it's $1,000.
Like, what happened?
But it's just everything's so expensive and stuff that.
But sorry, I interrupted you.
I was gonna say it's very expensive, but we've looked into paying people to come out and build. And a barn like this, that's probably going to cost us like $6,000, $7,000 to build. That's what it costs. I think it was like $6,000 to $7,000 for the build at Shoot Dang Ranch. That barn.
It's like triple that.
Yeah, that's like a $30,000. There is the pictures that I showed you guys and the layout video of the property, the garage shop that we want. Not even the big shop that we're going to have big one, just small ones coming in the back. We've looked at prices. Of course, it had a slab on it, but it was $30,000 for a small building. $30,000. Yes, it does have a slab, but we could build it for crazy cheap and then turn around and put a slab in it for way less.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. And I mean, again, even us building it is a lot of money. But the beautiful thing about it is that it's a lot up front, a lot when you're starting on land.
Yeah.
You're giving a lot up front. But on the tail end of it, whenever you're done with everything, it's done. It's paid for.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you got to worry about.
No, you pay as you go. There's no debt to it.
So
you have the satisfaction of looking at it and be like, we did this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no matter how long it took, we did it. And the whole point of this channel, maybe not Coffee Crockers, but the Crockers is just show people that it can be done. Show people that you can actually live the life you want. When I first got on YouTube many years ago, it was just how do you buy a house or land and live this lifestyle when you ain't got a lot of money. Mm-hmm. I was never rolling in the dough back in the day. College dropout. I didn't have a big crazy job. I didn't have anything that was pay. I was making barely any money. I was trying to figure it out. At that point, I didn't know you could be your own boss. I didn't know you could do your own things. So I started looking up stuff, and then that's when I ended up quitting / get fired from that job because I didn't want to drive in ice. And then that's when I started doing the woodworking and the video work more and all that stuff. And then it just it's crazy. From that day, my entire life changed because I went from I bust butt for these people and I get nothing out of it. I can't go buy a house and get a mortgage because they say I don't make enough money, but I pay even more in rent for the house that I'm in than I would a mortgage. Mm-hmm. And
it's weird. It's a weird system.
It's crazy. And so I started just trying to figure out, how do I do this? So then if you work this job and it's it was a dead end job, I would work my way up to the top of the whatever I can get, and then they'd be like, we won't be able to pay you anymore and there's nowhere else for you to go. Then what am I doing? Mm-hmm. So I was like, there's got to be a better way. So then whenever I didn't go into work because of the ice storm and I basically quit, got fired from it, I started doing the woodworking and I started hitting video work way harder and doing stuff. And that's when it clicked was, holy cow, you don't have to do the normal thing. Mm-hmm. If you are not lucky enough to have a brain that is good enough to get through college. I'm not a class person. I can't sit in class. I can't do stuff. You excel in that. So if we have kids, I really hope they get your side.
I don't know. It's like ADD to the max.
I don't know. But I found out, oh, you don't have to have that if you start to figure out ways, you start to do this. And from that moment on, I just did all my own stuff. I made my own money. I used the fear of not having to be able to pay rent to work harder. Started figuring stuff out. Building, never in a million years did I think I could build. I didn't grow up building this type of stuff.
Yeah, it's the whole purpose. Again, it's like...
Don't be trying to reel me back in. Maybe I still got plenty of time to be talking.
Okay.
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
Reel it in.
So, what my baby over here is saying is that, again, it's just no money, but has the drive, and then no skills.
Wait. I had the skills. They were just deep down.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know I had them.
But, again, it comes down to, like, you have the drive to figure it out.
If you want something bad enough.
That's why, baby, you stole my thunder.
Yep.
But yeah, basically, if you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And even down to, like, a different way of living as opposed to the job, the mortgage, and then being trapped under that mortgage or whatever forever, and all of this and that or the other.
Yeah.
Or even if you can't even qualify for the mortgage. Like, what other options are out there?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
What's crazy, too, is, and I don't think a lot of people realize this, as a YouTuber, you're technically, like, self-employed. Yes, Google pays us and everything, but you don't have, like, that constant paycheck. You don't have that stuff. So when you go, we learned this lesson back 2 years ago or something, wherever it was. I was going to get a new truck.
I think it was first with the side-by-side.
Yeah, take that back. I was just like, I make decent money. Why can't I, like, let's just finance this and let's do it. And they were like, nope. And I was like, what are you talking about? I make good enough money for this. My credit is decent enough. All this stuff. And they were just like, no, we can't really finance you because your job isn't, like, a consistent paycheck. And they want to know. I'm like, but I have enough. And they're just like, nope.
Also, we can do little Mythbusters right now.
What?
The rumor about you use me for my credit.
I think my credit's probably better than yours.
We have the same score.
What's your score? The last two numbers.
The last two?
Yeah. Ooh, I'm beating you by 3.
What?
Mine just went up. And I got a notification that said, in my age bracket, I am 43. My score is 43% better than people in my age bracket.
40%?
That's what it said.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, Mythbusters here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make the money.
My baby's got the
I
credit.
had to create it. And neither one of us have a full-time job.
What if we both make the money and we both have the credit?
That's basically what we're doing, baby.
See, there we go.
I don't know. There's a lot of myths that we could be busting, but one of the big ones is, the nurse money, me using you, the house stuff. Your mom financed the house. Your mom financed. Your mom financed the land for us.
What? That's one?
Yeah, there's so many. Saying that's why your mom came into town a while back because she's...
Oh, this land is financed.
Or before we went to Florida, something happened where we went to Florida first to go see your mom.
Or maybe
it was. Remember? It was before... This is the myth. We got 8 minutes to talk. The myth was, at the end of the Shoot Dang Ranch, you and I went on a last-minute trip to Florida.
Because we had to get away.
So, We had a last minute trip to Florida, and they said if you do the math and you look, when we went, we had to go sign the papers, and then a little bit after that is when we bought the property because we were waiting for it to go through so we can purchase the new property because your mom financed it.
So
Michelle,
yeah, thanks, Mom. Not to put my mom's business out there, but she's a teacher. Her husband is an airplane mechanic.
And
they work overtime for their own.
They have their own stuff they want.
Yes.
They're not going to be buying us anything.
Our land is not financed.
No. You know that whole song, Our land is your land. And, well, no, that's not what this case is. It's all land. Back up.
I think it came from, my house in town.
Gotcha.
What? Yeah. It was originally my stepdad's before my mom and him even started dating.
Yep.
So, and then when they started dating, he put that up for rent and just always had it for rent. That was his rental property. Actually,
you rented it.
After I moved out of my apartment many years ago, I was like, I want to rent that. I love that house. It's a perfect starter home. I want to rent it. And then eventually got to the point where I was like, hey, like, I want to buy this. And I bought it.
Yeah.
Bought it on my own. I bought it. So, yeah.
So
it just so happened, and it has nothing to do with my mom.
It just happened to be. That's how it played out.
Yeah. So
that's how the house came along.
We're just
myth busting.
Let's go. Myth busting, barn building,
muck busting.
Huh?
Isn't that when little kids ride the sheep at the rodeo?
Oh, I don't know.
Muck busting, where they get on there, riding it down. But yeah. As you guys can tell, we try to draw this stuff up. We try to figure it out. We try to figure it out the easiest way to build, the cheapest way to build. At the end of the day, we could build a massive barn if we wanted. We could build whatever we want out there if we wanted. But what we want is for it to be smaller and set up certain ways and this and that. And we've even, before even doing the grain bin or figuring out that's what we wanted, we had thought about doing a big barnuminium and shop combo. About just having a big shop and a barnuminium that comes this way and all this stuff. And we were just like, but what are we going to do with a bunch of empty rooms?
Yeah.
What are we going to, like, if for whatever reason we can't have kids, everybody that has kids and then the kids move out, they're like, we should downsize.
Yeah.
Because you have this massive house, but it's not being utilized. Then you're just paying for utilities and all stuff. And our big thing is we want to get to the point where we can actually travel. We can actually do things. And it's, you don't need more than you need.
Yeah.
And all we need...
It is very easy to start going, well...
Yeah.
But, no.
No, it's
not...
So
that's the whole thing, too. If we don't have kids, we don't need the big house with the shop connected to the shop, yes. But, so that's why the grain bin, that's where that comes in.
That was another thing that I guess maybe I said stuff wrong, or maybe I didn't explain it well enough, or maybe I just thought everyone knew. But in the layout video... I was like, okay, and this is where the shops will be, this is where the house will be. They're like, I literally subscribed to your channel because I thought you were doing the grain bin as your house, and now you're doing this house. Like, I'm out. I'm like, I thought we've gone over this, but maybe...
That's the thing, not everybody watches out all the videos.
Well, no, but don't get mad at me if you don't know what we're doing, if you don't watch it all. But it's like, I thought I said it in the video. I could be wrong. Because I know I did take out a lot. I tried to cut it down as quick as I could. But I thought I said, we're building the grain bin, and whenever I talked about the house, it was, if we can have kids, we want the house, and that's where it'll be. But I could have cut it out, trying to cut out stuff from the video, trim the fat, But, that was like another thing that I guess people were like upset about, like, why are you building a house? I thought you were going to build this into a house. I'm out. And it was just like, well, if we do have kids... I don't think us all living in that grain bin is going to work out too well. We could make it work, but, for the kid and stuff, you'd want them to have their own room and have a little more room for everybody, but, yeah.
Yeah.
We just myth busting.
Yeah. We'll see if more myth busting will come.
Maybe. All right, guys. We got to figure out this barn and get some stuff ordered. Go work, do all that. Get it done,
Mm-hmm.
So
we are 3 minutes shy of the time.
Yeah, and
you said
we got plenty of time. So I said,
okay.
Maybe I keep going. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.